Good morning and Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, I am Cynthia Rodriguez and will be your MC this morning. Before we begin the service, I would like to thank all of you that are here for attending our first service of the year and wish you a very healthy and prosperous new year. We will now have the ringing of the kansho, which is called the temple bell, that signifies the beginning of our service. It is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in ancient tradition. It is the calling of the people to come together to listen to the teachings. The kansho also represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of the Windward Buddhist temple. Please remain quietly in your seat as the kansho is being rung. Please rise for the meditation, followed by the chanting of the Vandana Ti-Sarana found in your red Jodo Shinshu service book on page 7. Please be seated. Please turn to your red Jodo Shinshu service book once again, where we will chant the sutra Sanbutsuge, or Hymn in Praise of Buddha, on page 47.
Ijinanyo Yoga Sabat Koguno Daish Goshu Kimyo Dojo Josas Kogunyo Nayon Nimudoso Ato Aiming Donaten Isai Jiporeisho Shineten Shoujo Idogako Teraku Anon Kobudu Shingmyo Zeiga Shingyo Odnan no Hiriki Shoshoryok Jipo Seson Ji-emuge Doryo Shison Shiga Shingyo Keryo Shingshi Shogudoguchu Gangyo Shojin Ninju Fuke
All rise and please turn to your red service book for the recitation of Homages on page 2. Hard it is to be born into human life. Now we are living in it. Difficult it is to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear them. If we do not gain emancipation in this present life, we may not be free from ill faring in the ocean of births and deaths for kalpas. Let us reverently take refuge in the 3 treasures. Go to the Buddha for guidance. May we always walk in the way that leads to enlightenment. We go to the Dharma for guidance. May we be submerged in the depth of the teachings and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. We go to the Sangha for guidance. May we all with one accord live the life of harmony,
the spirit of oneness,
free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriads of kalpas, hard it is to hear such excellent and profound teachings. Now we are able to hear and receive them. Let us try to understand the Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namandao. Namandao.
Please remain standing and turn to your purple supplemental service book, page 19, for the Gatha, May Peace Prevail. Thank you. Please be seated. Our speaker this morning for the new year needs no introduction. Reverend Dr. Bert Sumikawa.
You don't have to be that formal with me, when I come speak. I've been here so many times. Well, good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year to all of you. Good to know that all of you survived the racket last night when the fireworks, both legal and illegal. But, I'm an old man, so I fell asleep. I didn't hear anything. Thanks to all of you for joining us in this very first service of the new year. At this time, it is customary that I read a letter that was written by the Monshu. So I'm going to read that before I begin my message. It begins like this. Happy New Year, everyone. At the beginning of this new year, I would like to extend my best regards to you all. In view of the Russian invasion of Ukraine that began in February of 2022, as Nembutsu followers who have deeply inscribed in our hearts and minds Shinran Shoning's message of may there be peace in the world, we firmly stand against the military infringement of the other nation's sovereignty and also aspire for immediate return for peace in Ukraine. Over the last year, COVID-19 continues to be a global pandemic. I would like to offer my deepest condolences to those who fell victim to the disease and express my sympathies to those who are undergoing treatment. I would also like to express my respect and sincere gratitude to the doctors, nurses, and other frontline medical professionals who have been engaging in the treatment of infected people, as well as all essential workers who have made it possible for us to continue with our lives. The pandemic has forced us to learn firsthand that we will continue to be confronted by unexpected situations, even in modern times, despite technologies, both in science and medical fields, being highly developed. Shakyamuni Buddha, who passed on the Dharma to us, made clear that there is no life nor entity in this world that lasts forever. This truth, the principle of impermanence, has never changed even in this time and age, approximately 2,500 years ago since his time. Another fact that does not change is our inability to accept this truth as it is, and because of this, we continue struggling. This is the very reason why, regardless of the pandemic, we can rely on the Jodo Shinshu teaching clarified by Shinran Shonin, which guides us as a spiritual foundation that enables us to move forward even when being overwhelmed with difficulties. A gathering at the temple with Amida Buddha as its center provides a great opportunity to receive the Dharma, as well as an occasion in which people can support and reassure one another as fellow practitioners who follow the same teaching. I hope that you will continue to share the teaching within the greater society through various ways, and your temple will or continue to serve as a place where people can gather and find comfort in its activities. I humbly ask for your understanding and cooperation in support of your temples. I would like to conclude my New Year's greeting with my heartfelt appreciation to you all. January 1st, 2023, Ohtani, Kojun, Monshu, Jodo Shinshu, Hongwanji-ha. And now please join me in putting your hands together in reverence as I read these words. Our teacher, Master Tanluan, through the guidance of Buddhiruchi, burned his scriptures on immortality, discarding them forever, and deeply took refuge in the Pure Land. Putting aside his lectures on the four treatises, he taught other power, the working of the primal vow, guiding foolish beings bound by blind passions. He led them to enter the gate to nirvana. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Well, during the new year, there are often cries of, may there be peace in the world and goodwill to all. This is the direct quote from the New Testament, the book of Luke, if you don't believe me. What this refers to is that the gospel will bring peace and goodwill, right? Shinran Shonin, the founder of Jodo Shinshu, wrote in one of his letters that was compiled and placed in the collected works of Shinran, a section in the collection of letters on page 560. May there be peace in the world. May the Buddhist teachings flourish. In other words, peace begins with yourself. Then one can act accordingly. It is with the Nembutsu teaching that we are able to attain peace within ourselves and realize the importance of the Buddha's teachings. With this understanding, then, we can wish for peace in the world and a wish for spreading the Buddha Dharma. As you all know, in the Jodo Shinshu teachings, peace is deeply related to the preciousness of life. In the realization of the true value of all life, the Bodhisattva Dhammakara made 48 vows to liberate all of us, whether young or old, good or evil, regardless of gender or sexual orientation, before becoming the Amida Buddha. On another note, we tend to see things according to their usefulness, don't we? If a person is useful in our society, he or she is deemed important, and so is admired and respected. On the other hand, if a person is not seen as useful, he or she is then treated very differently. I once told of you of when I went to a Zippy's takeout in my Bodo clothes because I was doing yard work, if you remember that. I sat next to this lady who had her bag next to her on my side of the bench. As I sat down, she moved the bag to the other side. I kind of chuckled to myself. I know I'm not going to steal anything. It is the same with tools and the things that we use. When it's new, we tend to take care of it. Wiping out after each use, putting carefully away. And when they become broken down and useless, what do? We discard them and replace them with new ones. It's like when we were kids, when we get a new toy, we're so happy. We take good care of them for about a week. Then we put it away. I'm talking to you, boy-san. Then we put it away to be forgotten again. That's what we do, don't we? Well, the Buddha's approach to this is different. All life and things are seen as precious and irreplaceable by anyone or anything. Each life has absolute value. It matters not whether one is seen as useful or not. You may think that your life is meaningless. The Buddha said that your life is precious and that you need to take care of it. Even if we wish that a person would drop dead sometimes, he or she is nevertheless enveloped in the Buddha's embrace and is recognized in the eyes of the Buddha. And so we need to wish this person happiness. So in this, the year of the rabbit, where it is said to be a year of good taste and refinement, where people will acknowledge that persuasion is better than force. It is a year in which you can catch your breath and calm your nerves. The whole world will benefit this year from the rabbit's ruling influence of being self-aware enough to avoid rash decisions. It tells us to think before acting. To gain the greatest benefit from this time, focus on home, family security, and diplomacy. Make it a goal to create a safe and peaceful lifestyle so that you will be able to calmly deal with any problems that may arise. Whatever you may do, remember that you are okay just as you are. Cultivating your own potentiality with a sincere mind, dedicated to learning and practicing the Buddha Dharma. As we reflect on the words of the Buddha that was emailed to you, right? You all saw that. Gift giving to loved ones are expressions of gratitude for sharing your life with each and every one in the family and friends. Their lives that are unrepeatable and graciously shared with you. Gratitude to co-workers, for without them, life would be much more difficult. So may the year 2023 bring you peace in the Nembutsu. Let's put our hands together, Yasho. May the fresh air awaken the child of illusion in you. May the joy of opening your heart allow all sentient beings to prosper. May the illusion of your suffering unfold its veils to your understanding, and may you awaken in peace and happiness. May your awakening be a benefit to lessen the suffering of others, and may we be empowered by your example to awaken ourselves with joy and peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Happy New Year once again, and may your lives be filled with joy and happiness and good health, with the assurance of being in the embrace of the all-compassionate one. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Sumikawa, or Reverend Bert. I hope the rabbit oversees Putin this year. Anyway, please rise and turn to the handout that you received for the recitation of New Year Metta for Peace. Today, as we welcome the year 2023, let us, in oneness with the Buddha's great compassionate aspiration, express our wishes for the happiness of all beings in the coming year through this New Year Metta for Peace. As I read the aspirations, please respond. In the past year, we have shared the sorrows of many who have lost their loved ones to senseless violence in many forms. In the coming year, may we set an example of compassion and caring, and may anger and ignorance be transformed into love and understanding.
May all be happy. May we all live in peace.
Many in our world today live in conditions of terrible hunger and poverty as a result of the greed and injustice of we who possess more than we need. In the coming year, let us learn to let go of our selfish attachments and work for the well-being of all human beings in the world.
May all be happy. May we all live in peace.
Because of our selfish way of life, we are in the process of destroying the natural environment that constantly nurtures and sustains us. In the coming year, let us grow to truly appreciate this world of which we are a part, to take only what we need from her, and to preserve the precious life forms with whom we share our planet.
May all be happy. May we all live in peace.
In the coming year, let us strive to truly appreciate our family members and friends, all those with whom we walk the path of life together. May we cherish them, listen to them, be present for them, and never take them for granted. Let us realize that each moment we share is precious and unrepeatable.
May all be happy. May we all live in peace.
Finally, in the coming year, let us cherish and awaken to our own unique existence, a gift of life that we each receive every moment of every day, a treasure beyond conception. May all of us, walking the Nembutsu path in oneness with the Metta's boundless mind, come to cherish all beings, spread love throughout the entire world without limit, and cultivate infinite goodwill towards all.
May all beings be happy. May we all live in peace. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu. Please remain standing for the Nembutsu, which can be found in your red service book on page 135.
Occasion of the new year, let us all reflect with a renewed dedication. Strive to live a life of gratitude and joy. May we also live with the knowledge that we are embraced in the light of Amida's wisdom and compassion. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Please be seated. This concludes our family service for today, and we will now have announcements. So, Prudence, trying to make room for you. I know you have a lot of stuff. Hi.
Good morning. Nice to see everybody. It's not 2022. I'm just giving you an announcement with my other hat. You know I'm no longer president, but I wanted to show you what we're going to do next Sunday. You know, we said last year that we're going to have First Sundays as dedicated to children, but being that this is a special service, we're doing First Sunday next Sunday. So, what are we doing, Riva? What do you think? Here, what do you call these things? You see? Isn't that pretty? There. We're going to make these so that you can sit and meditate, you know? You watch it float down. So it can be for adults too. So I'll bring enough that you folks can make this, okay? So that's next week's thing. But I also wanted to recognize our visitors that you had already started. But today we have Ed Yagi, and he's sitting there behind the Matsudas, and he's returning to Kailua Hongwanji, or now Windward Buddhist Temple, after decades, he told me. So I said, it's better late than never. So encourage him to come back. And in the back, in front of David, is Mark and Vicky Mitsuoka. They drove all the way from Ever Beach. I know, isn't that wonderful? Welcome. She said traffic wasn't so bad. Also, you know, this New Year Metta for Peace, I think it's wonderful. So you can take it home if you want, because we can always make copies. So this is for next week. So if you decide, I'll bring some extra jars for the adults. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Prudence. Thank you to all the volunteers that helped with this morning's family service. Your ongoing willingness to support the temple is truly appreciated. Thank you. So, the first Sunday is Birthday Sunday. So, all of you who have birthdays in January, please stand. Oh, two, okay. Lisa and Amy, okay. So we're going to sing. Okay, don't sit down yet. Okay, we're going to sing. Taranta. Oh, would you like to come up front? Just come. You don't have to play the piano. Okay, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lisa. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. Happy birthday. Okay, Bingo Sunday. Because of this special service today, we're going to push back bingo. So it's going to be the third Sunday of this month, January 15th. Okay, Micah? Moiva? Okay. Okay, so sake and tea will be offered next door and poured by Reverend Bert. He doesn't know it, but he's going to pour it. And we also have a couple of food items to welcome in the new year. So after service, please go next door. So that's it. Any other announcements? Hi.
At this time, I would like to thank Jennifer for donating a book for our library. So please check the library when you have time. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you.
Okay, let's repeat the words of thanksgiving. It can be found in your red book on page 126. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake in this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Thank you.